What is up, YouTube? It is your boy AJTRIP, and we are here to talk about NBA 2K22. A of all of the games, all of the sports games that I play, right? Which is this one, which is Madden, which is Major League Baseball the show, which is WWE 2K. Um, this is the game that seems to be the most um probably the most perfect of them all. Meaning that, you know, every year when it comes back and it's virtually the same, it's okay. The fact that it's the same, you know, because it's almost perfect. The gameplay virtually is perfect. Now I'll be honest with you that I do wish the gameplay was a little bit more like um realistic, but that's just how it is. What I probably need to do is I just need to fiddle more with the sliders to figure out more game realistic. Because there are sometimes when you can get a basketball game going, and you end up with 100 and 144 for one team and 140 for the other team. Rarely does that happen in NBA. Rarely does that happen, and you know, I, I know we're in a more offensive era of the NBA basketball, but we're not in that much of an offensive era of NBA basketball. But that's neither here nor there. So let me tell you some of the things that I've always loved about this game. And in franchise mode, retired numbers. This is something that I think the other sports games should really look into, because you're not gonna have somebody on the Chicago Bulls wearing 23. You're not. You're not gonna have somebody on the New York Knicks wearing 33. You're not gonna have somebody. You're gonna have somebody on Indiana wearing 31. You're just not going to have it because those numbers have been retired for their legendary players. But I don't know how many times you'll play Major League Baseball the show, and somebody will end up be wearing you know you end up somebody in the 25 on the San Francisco Giants, and you're wondering, isn't that retired for Barry Bonds? Or something like that, or you end up wearing 30, 30, on or whatever number they wear on the Cubs for somebody. Isn't that Ron Santos' number, or Fergie Jenkinson's and Greg Madison's number, something like that? And football and Madden, Jesus Christ! I mean, come on now. I mean, I don't know how many times you put San Francisco and you do a fantasy draft, and the number 80 is taken by a wide receiver. Jerry Rice, he's the greatest offensive player of all time, and they're wearing number 80 on San Francisco. Or God forbid you pick the Bears, and you 34 and it's taken, and 50 and 51 and all those things. 50 not retired, but 51. I mean, come on. Love the retired jerseys. I love the fact that they do this. I love the expansion stuff as well. I love the fact that you can always expand. They put that in a few years ago, and it's still a great thing. Maybe the biggest thing I love about this is I love the way they do the creative players. This is my biggest complaint with Madden. You know, I love the fact that all of these places update the rosters, right? All the things I said, they update the rosters. Madden, NBA, Major League Baseball, the show, they update the rosters weekly basis normally. I love that, right? And with Madden and with NBA and with Major League Baseball, the show, what you can do with that as well is that you can save your creative players, so that when you update the roster, you can put your creative players back into the roster and save it, right? And for exactly like this, like I've already created my players. I've created my players, and then once the Once the season ends and they start and they make all of the cuts and they finalize their rosters, and the NBA 2K finalizes the roster, right? I'll be able to put my players back onto the teams that I had them on, right? So and that's wonderful. Can't do that with Madden. and I know some of you may be saying, "Well, damn, this is supposed to be a review for NBA 2K. This isn't supposed to be a a review on Madden." I've already done that review, and but it just frustrates me. So I apologize if I'm talking too much about Madden. But yeah, I love the way they do the roster and keep the creative players in a place to where you can insert them into the new roster that drops and everything like that when injuries or gets added or anything like that. So Mark Gasol got traded from the Lakers to Memphis, and Memphis is going to release him and so then he can go back to Spain. So all of that it's such a good it's so good. I really enjoy that. Um, one of the things they need to do, one of the things that do that by keeping it the same, everything is the same, and that falls short when it comes to like the expansion. Now, talking about I love the way the fact that they have expansion in the game, but I also hate the fact that it's the same damn team. It's been the same damn team since they added the expansion. I think back in 2016, 2017. It's the same teams. It's the San Diego Surf, it's the Vancouver Ravens, the Pittsburgh, whatever Force is, and all of those other teams. What it should be is that it should be a bunch of cities and then a bunch of team names. And then that's what you do. It's a bunch of cities and a bunch of team names so you combine them. So I don't care. I don't care if it's the Surf, right? The San Diego Surf. I don't care like that. But if you wanted to add another team, if you for some reason wanted to put a third team in Los Angeles, fine, you could, and it would make it be the Los Angeles Surf, or something like that, or you can do things like that. Add more names, add more logos, add more. Just don't make it where you have it. And then also you can you can also create your own team and logo and things like that. Create like the jerseys and everything like that. But and you you should be able to create. You are able to create a third jersey, right? You're able to create a third jersey, but that third jersey doesn't pop up when you start playing your franchise and your games in your franchise. It's just the home and the away. There is no icon association and then statement or city jersey, like with all the other ones. There needs to be You need to be able to create those jerseys or put those jerseys in with those other teams. There should be at least 4 jerseys for all of the created teams. Your icon, your statement, your association, and then your city jersey. Just like there is with all of you know, the other regular 30 teams. They all have that, well, most of them have the icon and statement and association and city jerseys. Most of them have that. And then so you should be able to do that for all your expansion teams as well. I this game is just it's so good. It's always good. It's always very fun to play. Um, I be honest, I am not one for any of these. I'm not one that likes to do a lot of these other things. You know, I'm gonna go back to Madden for a bit here, just for a second though. For Madden, I do I do MUT every now and then, but I don't. You know, like I don't play games against other players or anything like that. That's not my thing. I'm a solo only franchise type of guy. That's how I roll. So MUT, do like this, and for Major League Baseball, the show, I don't do their thing that they do. I don't do anything like that, and I kind of wish like all of these would like stop doing those type of things because they're trying to they're trying to bring in, I guess, like the casual fan of basketball, but no, so that so that when you do my player, thing like that, or you can do all these other like my team. I guess it's okay, but I really don't need it. I really don't need it. I really just focus most on making the best game that you can. And I don't know if my player should be a part of that or my team should be part of that. Or when you're trying to make the best game, that you can. So that would just be me. That would be my critiques for that. Let's do things that fix the game, maybe to make the game maybe more realistic scoring wise, so we don't have these big scoring games where a team is scoring 150 points in a in a regulation quarter, in a regulation game, excuse me. Let's fix the stuff with all of the expansion teams and being able to create their jerseys and things like that, and having more jerseys and maybe separating the cities from the teams, the team nicknames. Let's maybe separate those, bring those together, and take those away. And yeah, but otherwise, this is still a fantastic game to play. Um, I still love it. It doesn't frustrate me like Madden frustrates me. Um, for me, buying this game each and every year doesn't seem like a big thing or a loss or anything like that. So I'm gonna give this four stars. I just think it's a wonderful game. Think there's some things that can be better, but overall, this is still a fantastic game to play, uh, and, uh, and one of the best that it ever could be. So, all right, y'all. Post your comments down below. Tell me what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think about NBA 2K, and yeah. Absolutely. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. This is your boy, AJTRIP, signing off. As always, be good to each other, y'all. Be careful out there. And I am out.